Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. It's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. When a management with a reputation for brilliance tackles a business with a reputation for bad economics, it is the reputation of the business that remains intact. Should you find yourself in a chronically leaking boat, energy devoted to changing vessels is likely to be more productive than energy devoted to patching leaks. We simply attempt to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy only when others are fearful. In the business world, the rearview mirror is always clearer than the windshield. Predicting rain doesn't count. Building arcs does. Wall Street is the only place that people ride to in a Rolls-Royce to get advice from those who take the subway. I buy expensive suits. They just look cheap on me. I always knew I was going to be rich. I don't think I ever doubted it for a minute. Derivatives are financial weapons of mass destruction. Behavior is better than yours directions. It's very irritating if you have a lot of money. You'd like to think you could write a check, "I'll buy $1 million worth of love." But it doesn't work that way. The more you give love away, the more you get. The best thing I did was to choose the right heroes. I don't look to jump over 7-foot bars, I look around for 1-foot bars that I can step over. You only have to do a very few things right in your life so long as you don't do too many things wrong. Time is the friend of the wonderful company, the enemy of the mediocre. It's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours and you'll drift in that direction. Only buy something that you'd be perfectly happy to hold if the market shut down for 10 years. The investor of today does not profit from yesterday's growth. When you combine ignorance and leverage, you get some pretty interesting results. Wide diversification is only required when investors do not understand what they are doing. Our favorite holding period is forever. Look at market fluctuations as your friend rather than your enemy, profit from folly rather than participate in it. It's never paid to bet against America. We come through things, but it's not always a smooth ride. If a business does well, the stock eventually follows. Basically, when you get to my age, you'll really measure your success in life by how many of the people you want to have love you actually do love you. The big question about how people behave is whether they've got an inner scorecard or an outer scorecard. It helps if you can be satisfied with an inner scorecard. I am quite serious when I say that I do not believe there are, on the whole earth besides, so many intensified bores as in these United States. No man can form an adequate idea of the real meaning of the word, without coming here. Economic medicine that was previously meted out by the cupful has recently been dispensed by the barrel. These once unthinkable dosages will almost certainly bring on unwelcome after effects. Their precise nature is anyone's guess, though one likely consequence is an onslaught of inflation. Why not invest your assets in the companies you really like? As Mae West said, too much of a good thing can be wonderful. You have no ability, if you're a financial institution and you're threatened with criminal prosecution, you have no ability to negotiate. The only time to buy these is on a day with no why in it. Let blockheads read what blockheads wrote. The smarter the journalists are, the better off society is. For to a degree, people read the press to inform themselves, and the better the teacher, the better the student body. We always live in an uncertain world. What is certain is that the United States will go forward over time. We believe that according the name, investors, to institutions that trade actively is like calling someone who repeatedly engages in one-night stands a romantic. I sent one email in my life. I sent it to Jeff Rakes at Microsoft, and it ended up in court in Minneapolis, so I am one for one. The business schools reward difficult complex behavior more than simple behavior, but simple behavior is more effective. There are 309 million people out there that are trying to improve their lot in life. And we've got a system that allows them to do it. I am a huge bull on this country. We will not have a double-dip recession at all. I see our businesses coming back almost across the board. I would say the most satisfying thing actually is watching my 3 children each pick up on their own interests and work many more hours per week than most people that have jobs at trying to intelligently give away that money in fields that they particularly care about. You know, people talk about this being an uncertain time. All time is uncertain. I mean, it was uncertain back in 2007, we just didn't know it was uncertain. It was uncertain on September 10, 2001. It was uncertain on October 18, 1987, you just didn't know it. I just think that, when a country needs more income and we do, we're only taking in 15% of GDP. I mean, that, when a country needs more income, they should get it from the people that have it. The rich are always going to say that, just give us more money and we'll go out and spend more and then it will all trickle down to the rest of you. But that has not worked the last 10 years, and I hope the American public is catching on. Warren Buffett. Inspirational quotes for success. More motivation videos, like and subscribe to. Ring the bell icon to the channel Empowerment 888.